We just want to ask you to think for a minute about something you really enjoy. Maybe reading books, watching movies, being outside, cars, whatever. But you can fill in the blank. Now, think about how much time you devote to that activity. The word devotion can be defined as commitment, loyalty, profound dedication, or an earnest attachment to a cause, person, etc.
So, with that in mind, ask yourself, how much time am I devoting to God? We're all guilty of being less than loyal at times, and honestly, life gets in the way. It's easy to let everything that's going on in your life or the things that you enjoy doing get in the way of you answering the call of God to spend more time with Him. But it's not that difficult. We sometimes make it more difficult than it has to be to live out a life of devotion. You have to choose to make time for it, just like you have to choose to make time for the other things that you enjoy doing. Mm-hmm. And for a lot of us, that may mean sacrificing some of the things in order to dedicate more time to God. But if you do that, then you can be assured that it's well worth it in the end. 1 Corinthians 15:58 in the Message version tells us, "With all this going for us, my dear, dear friends, stand your ground and don't hold back. Throw yourselves into the work of the Master, confident that nothing you do for Him is a waste of time or effort."
In my own life, I've struggled to find a balance in this area. And I think that that's probably true for anyone, even people that, even Pastor and Miss Joanne and Pastor Paul and Kim and different ones that, are in the front lines. I think that, I love God and I love worship, but I was lacking in areas of faithfulness to prayer and to scripture study. And it wasn't that I don't love the Word, and it wasn't that I don't enjoy praying, but I would just roller coaster a lot of times, and sometimes I would be passionate. I would find myself really just on fire for it and just enjoying it every chance that I got to pray and to be in the Word. And then other times I just had very little passion for doing that, and would even maybe make excuses for why I didn't have time to do it. But really, it wasn't that I didn't want to spend time with God. It was that I didn't want to discipline myself. I didn't have the self-control. I lacked in self-control to do that on a regular basis. But really, He desires a relationship with us. And I think that many believers fall victim to this very thing. And even the Apostle Paul says in Romans 7:19, "I decide to do good, but I don't really do it. I decide not to do bad, but I do it anyway." And to me, that scripture just says that, when we decide to do something good, the enemy is going to come and try to attack that. He's going to try to come and steal our time so that we will choose to do something else other than to spend time with God. But the good news is that God is faithful even when we're not. And as we've mentioned in previous posts, he desires to spend time with us. He just wants us. He wants our time. He wants the effort that we make to have relationship with Him. Even if it's in your car on the way to work or during your lunch break, or for some of us that might mean getting up a couple of extra minutes in the morning to spend some time with Him, to make time to spend time with Him. And today we want to encourage you to take the steps to a life of devotion. That doesn't mean that you have to spend hours a day. Maybe it's just 15 minutes that you need to talk with God and just get some things off your chest, or maybe it's 15 minutes that you can devote to the Word for that day. We want to encourage you to try to take the time, make time that's non-negotiable to spend with God for each day.
Make sure to check out the scriptures at the end of the blog and just meditate on those today and let those really speak to you.
We love you guys.
See you tomorrow.